Hey everyone, and welcome to CTV. My name is Sierra Artemis, and I am your host. Guys, be sure to check me out on my socials. That's Sierra Artemis TV on Facebook.com and YouTube, Sierra Artemis. Be sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. I also want you to be inspired to support others. It's free to simply just share a post or even to just like or comment. You never know just how much something so simple can make a difference. The purpose of CTV is to highlight minority businesses, creatives, and entrepreneurs in hopes to inspire you on the other side of the screen to go out and chase your goals and your dreams. My guest today specializes in early childhood education through Montessori learning. Please welcome the founder and CEO of the House of Hicks Learning Academy, Alycia Moore-Smith, or we'll call her Miss Alycia today. Hi, Alycia. How are you?
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me this morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me. So, Alycia is a mother of four. She has three girls and recently just welcomed a baby boy. Congrats again, girl. So, tell us
Thank
a
you.
little bit. You're welcome. So, tell us a little bit about Montessori learning for those that are new to it and why you started the House of Hicks.
Okay. Montessori based learning is simply just child led learning with the parent or the teacher, caregiver, just modeling by behavior. So, just letting the children kind of figure out what they like to do, finding their strengths, and then kind of just adjusting a kind of schedule or a theme based lesson, or if you're going to do a whole thing curriculum around that type of learning or what they're interested into. So let's say, instead of basing the whole day or a couple of hours on a few subjects a day, what I do is kind of break it down and do one subject per day so that the child has more time to kind of engage with that subject and focus on something that they're really interested in instead of trying to kind of force them into other subjects or other activities that they're not interested into. I started the House of Hicks because I was teaching in a child care center, and my oldest daughter, who is getting ready to be 6 in June, was coming up to the age where she could have been in my class, but I was not allowed to teach her. And so it was just a lot of different things that led up to me leaving childcare. But most, I think, the most important thing for me was just being able to give back to my kids what I was giving to other kids, and being able to stay home and actually teach them and see them grow and, kind of develop with them, because Montessori is also about learning and being able to adapt to, different situations because it is mixed age group. And that's what I love most because the kids are able to feed off of each other and kind of learn from one another, regardless of the age group as well.
Okay. Well, speaking of age group, what age range is Montessori learning best for?
Was best for any age range. It goes from, infants to toddlers, and then you have your preschool, which is what I'm certified in, which is your 3 to 6. And then
Okay.
they also go to upper elementary and middle school too.
Oh, wow.
So up to the age of 12, which is something that I found was very interesting too. And so once we get big enough, I do want to kind of buy a farm. So I have that land in that
Oh,
space
wow.
so that I could have those mini schools on that property. So I can have an infant school, a preschool, and then like a elementary and then middle school, so that they're all able to learn kind of, those agriculture skills and trading and bartering and kind of just going back and doing stuff hands on the most.
Okay. So you said it starts at infancy. So your youngest is going to be doing something as soon as he starts to, get the
Yes.
mechanics of his hands. Okay. So since you're teaching your children at home, so how has the reception been with them? Like how are they receptive? Like you'd wake up in the morning, or is it a learning experience all day long, or you just have like the set times where you set up classes?
So with Montessori, what I've learned is that you want to try to learn, use any type of time of your day when you're interested as well. Just to use every moment, every second as a learning experience. So even for me, just being able to adjust to the different times that we're waking up. Because sometimes, at first it was me trying to do a whole schedule and we're up by this time, we're going to do this by this time. And then, that's just the whole day. And so it got kind of chaotic because then I would catch myself getting frustrated if I wasn't meeting those times. Or,
Mm,
it was certain things that I wanted to do, and it was like, oh, well, we're supposed to do this. So
right.
now it's kind of more just go with the flow. The school is still set on like a kind of time schedule, as far as we're open from 7:30 to 5:30. But when the kids come in, it's kind of just free play and relaxation in the morning, so that, they can get into wanting to learn for the day, instead of me just hitting them straight in the face, when they come in the door. So we do a lot of free play, and the girls kind of get up later than when a lot of the kids come. So then it's just, getting them ready and trying to just learn to be patient with, dealing with four kids at once. I'm breastfeeding with my youngest, and this is the first thing for me. So just being on demand again is definitely something that I'm kind of adjusting to, as well as kind of giving that attention to the kids, my own and the kids at school. So I found that they really love it. My oldest, however, because she is the oldest,
Mhm.
I can see her kind of wanting to take the lead a lot. And it's kind of intimidating for the little ones.
Oh,
So she will be going to public school, but I know she loves school. She's been talking about it. So we'll see how that goes for a little bit. And then if she doesn't like it, or I feel like I can,
do more.
um, help her a little better with managing a few things and trying to get older kids as far as lower elementary, that would be something I'm interested in too, because I don't want her just to get to public school and it's just too much for her as well, because
Right.
it's always kind of just been me. Even in childcare, all of my kids were at the same center that I was in. So it's going to be a very big transition for her, but I think with her personality, and her drive to want to learn and to be a teacher herself, and to be able to be so social, that she'll adjust very good. And then my youngest Bailey, homeschooling is just meant for her.
Mhm.
She's just very intelligent, and very independent, and wanting to do things on her own and kind of be able to learn from the older kids as well. And that's something that a lot of childcare centers can't really offer, because everything is so based on age development. And yes, there's that um, time period where certain kids will be doing certain things, but
Mhm.
as well, for some kids, they learn on a faster pace. And I didn't want childcare to kind of hold her back from that. I
Mhm.
wanted her to kind of learn how she wanted to learn, versus, teachers putting what they want to learn on her. And Audrey loves it as well. She's been, learning how to write her name, and learning how to use words in sentences, and getting ready to learn how to tie shoes and certain things like that, that in those certain age groups you wouldn't see, because everything is kind of pushed back to, oh, 3-year-olds are only supposed to learn this, or 2-year-olds shouldn't be trying to write their names, or 5-year-olds should only be doing this, or this, and this. And I
The
think that's
limits that they're
where,
putting on the children.
right. And
Right.
I think that's a lot of pressure for the parents as well, to be just so, oh, my child needs to know this by certain age, instead of kind of just letting the child show you what they're ready for.
Oh wow, that's I mean, I love that approach to it.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you offer. So, you
Okay.
do take in other children. You do teach other children besides your own.
Yeah.
And also, guys, so every weekday morning, Alycia and her family they do a circle time. So we're going to talk a little bit about circle time. Yay, yay, yay. So circle time is on your YouTube channel and on your website, correct?
Right.
Okay, so it's where she and her family they teach a few lessons. That's her daughter. So Alycia, tell us about those lessons. And I know you told me I don't want you to have to repeat a lot of it.
Fine.
But you did mention that you do from 7 to 5 or 7 to 4. And that's the lessons throughout the day. And then you also, every moment is a learning experience with your children at home. At home, of course. So, what can we expect from circle time? What is circle time? How long is circle time, and what can we expect to learn within that time frame?
Okay, so circle time is like my favorite part of the day. It was my favorite part of the day when I was in childcare as well.
Mhm.
And circle time for me is just really getting to be able to engage with your child, or not with your child, but your children, letting them show their little personalities, letting them show their independence and kind of take control, and teach others. Circle time is, our good morning song and learning a little bit of Spanish, talking about the weather and the calendar, the days of the week, the months of the year, our colors, counting, and then just doing a little review to prepare the kids of what's to be expected today. Letting them get those wiggles out, letting them jump around, doing a lot of singing. I love doing singing with the kids. And for me, it's just like I said, getting the pace of their learning for the day started, and learning what child wants to do what for that day. Because a lot of days, your children are going to come in, and it's going to be one day where they might be off. And so in order to catch that, I do my circle times, and then I see who's most engaged and who's least engaged, and try to get everybody on board just to get their minds going and those bodies moving so that we can get into those activities. And so, like you said, we're open from 7:30 to 5:30, but there's probably only about a real good 2-hour period where I'm sitting down and having them do something to focus on. Now, if they want to use time outside of the 2 hours to focus on something and do what they want to do, they're able to do that as well. But for me, circle time used to be about 30 minutes. It can last up to an hour. It could be as little as 15 minutes. It all depends on the children. And that's something that I've had to learn, is kind of just to go on the schedule of the child, because I don't want to force it if, half of the kids are out of it. So now they're going to be talking and antsy and walking around doing other things. So it's all about learning those cues from the children as well, to kind of know when to shut it down, or to see, okay, everybody's still involved, so let's keep going. What are some things that I can do? And that's, making up songs and reading stories, and just talking about the children's day, as far as Monday. Hey, how was your weekend? I'm glad to see you guys. I missed you over the weekend. And on Fridays, like, what are you guys going to get into this weekend? I'm going to miss you. I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and just kind of getting those discussion points open, and building up that communication as well.
That's amazing. And so we're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about your website and your YouTube. So if you guys are just tuning in, I am here with Miss Alycia with the House of Hicks. At the bottom of the screen is the website, so you guys can check out the circle time, YouTube, everything is on there. There's even a nice little shop, a little Etsy. So let's talk a little bit about your website. What can we find on your website? What is there?
All right, so on the website, you're going to see a little bit about us and what we do, our philosophies, our mission, our values, and then kind of like our hours of operation, what we offer as far as childcare, tutoring, babysitting, and art lessons from
Oh,
Mr.
wow.
Hicks. You will also see our YouTube channel. You'll get to see kind of like the events that are coming up, and where you guys can sign up for our newsletter so you can get some of those freebies, as far as curriculum, those parenting resources. You'll see pictures. You're always going to see pictures of me and my family. I love taking them and showing, you guys us
Right.
in real time. And then on the shop, you'll see the curriculum that I have created. I am still working on it a little bit, but what I have now is kind of like, bundles for learning the alphabet, learning those
Mm-hmm.
colors, learning the numbers. They're broken down weekly. So, like I said, we focus on one subject per day. And so, what I did was put what we're learning on those days all into one bundle. So, for those of you who are looking for something to do at home, whether you're homeschooling, you want to start your own child care center, you're just that mom who wants to engage their child a little bit more, or you're that grandparent who wants to buy something educational for that child, you can purchase these bundles. They're really cheap, $5 for the whole week, and then
Oh, wow.
$2, right? Then
Mhm.
$2 just for the sight words. And that's getting your math on Mondays, your language arts on Tuesdays, your science on Wednesdays. We do world culture on Thursdays, and then my favorite and their favorite is sensory on
Oh,
Fridays.
yeah.
You also get like nursery rhymes with each bundle that have to do with that letter. So, like this week coming up, we'll be working on letter F. And for the bundle, you'll have some tracing worksheets, you'll have those rhyming worksheets, you might have some things that have to do with cooking or some activities that are going to have to do with sensory, and I give you those instructions or those directions so you're not just lost. Everything is very easy to kind of go through. It's very easy directed for the parents. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm really sitting down doing a lesson with my child. You kind of just have to show them, maybe read to them a little bit. That's pretty much it. And the kids love working out of their binders. They'll come grab their binders just periodically during the day and just sit there and do tracing, or
That's awesome.
they'll do their matching. And as well, one of my favorite things are the nomenclature cards. And what the nomenclature cards are, they're like little flashcards, but they have a picture and then they have a word that goes to it. And so the kids can do matching with it. You can cut the bottom so that you can match the word with the picture, or, just do two sets and do matching all together. But it's definitely one of those things that follows you throughout your age as well. So for the 3-year-olds, it's kind of just introducing those nomenclature cards. Then when they're 4, they should be able to tell you what it is. And then by 5, they should be able to match it. And it's kind of like a game for them. So that's what you guys should see on the website. I'm excited to show you guys the website.
Awesome. We actually might take a little, have a moment where we actually kind of navigate the website. But until then, guys, again, that link is, that website is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to put the link to her YouTube channel and her website in the comment section, guys, so that you have that direct access to that. So changing gears just a little bit, Alycia is also the creator of the Queen Moms group on Facebook, and we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. But today, I am rocking my very own Queen Mom shirt that I purchased from the House of Hicks. I'm rocking my gear today, so you really have to relaunch that. I think you had that on your website as well, and it got a really, really great response when you launched that last year. And guys, her fiance, he designed everything. Let's talk a little bit about your fiance. Tell me how he is involved with the House of Hicks.
Yes, so he's like my partner in crime with everything. Since we've been together, he's always been right there, very supportive, in my ear, like, this is what you need to do. And kind of just coaching me to be more personable and be able to be more social so that I can have this kind of presence when we do our videos, because he's more of the, hey, everybody, doing that type of stuff. And for me, I had to learn that because I was more quiet, very observant. And so to be able to capture the attention of a lot of kids, you have to be very energetic. You have to be, not caring, of what or how you're going to look, because your kids don't care as long as you're giving them something to learn. And so he's always been a part of it. He also taught in childcare with me. We worked at the same center. He actually was like my boss, I guess, because he was like assistant director and I was a teacher, and he loves it. He loves, being involved with the kids and teaching them. And his favorite thing to do is to draw and to paint. And so having that be incorporated with the House of Hicks and a part of our daily routine now, just brings me joy, because I know it brings him joy. And to be able to have that, be a part of what I'm trying to do and what we're trying to grow and build together, is very intimate to me, because not everybody has that. A lot of people have the support, but who's really gonna stay home with you all day, every day, and be with the kids all day, every day, and still have a business together that you have to learn together all day, every day too. So I know a lot of, people don't even mesh like that. They would never want to work with their spouse and do things like that. But for us, it's something that works. I loved seeing him at the child care center and having, him be there and see him in that kind of boss status. Men are in boss status already, but to really have him be like, okay, this is really my boss. Like, he has to tell me what to do, and have him take that control and know how to navigate in childcare and navigate with the children is something that is very special, because I've always believed that we need more men in the education field. A lot of, them, might not think that it's a masculine job, which is something that we hear a lot. But for these little boys, it is very masculine for them to see other males in that zone, to be able to kind of be vulnerable with the kids and play with the kids and just engage with them and have that experience that a lot of us women do. It's good to see him want to do that as well. So I love
Okay.
it.
I really love how you guys have made this a family affair. And I know we mentioned earlier that you have a new addition. So
Yes.
how are you guys juggling the new baby and teaching? How are you guys managing that? And you're doing a wonderful job, by the way. I mean, you look amazing, and
Thank you.
you from the videos I've seen, the circle time, you guys look like you just got it together. How are you doing this?
Oh goodness. And a lot of people ask me that, and I never really know what to say, because I think for me it's just something like I love this so much and my family loves it so much that it's like something that I just have to do it. So, I don't really wake up super early unless I'm, breastfeeding, and I'm just getting the hang of that. Baby boy is almost 2 months. And so
Oh,
being able to have that time with him is very um, endearing, and it's very what am I trying to say?
precious
Um,
time.
yes, precious, very, very, very precious time. And so I try not to take away from that. And so, like you said, going back to Will, he's very, very supportive of everything. And he'll be the one, we'll have a full house, and he's like, well, just go in a room and lay down, go to sleep. I'll handle it.
Oh,
I'll take care of the kids. You get the baby, you do whatever. So to have him be very understanding of everything and just really kind of getting me into my zone of mommy sometimes, and taking the role of teacher or director and all of that helps very much with the job and the kids, because sometimes I just have to take the girls away and kind of just spend those 30 minutes with them during the day to kind of regroup them and redirect them, because it's very hard sharing your house and your home and your toys and your mom and your dad with other
mm,
people, and to see the kids be very mature about it definitely warms my heart as well. And so with the different age groups, there's some times where I have to take away from the older kids or take away from the younger kids, but they're all still learning together, because even the babies, when we're doing circle time, like the youngest one, Jersey, she's clapping when we're doing circle time now. So when we're doing days of the week, I can see her smile and she's clapping when
oh,
we're clapping. So she's getting used to that rhythm. She's learning, those music skills, those gross motor, those fine motor skills, and I love to see it. Jersey was one of the kids that I had just like a few months after she was born, and to be able to grow with her and have her parents trust us, and even the girls love her, it's
oh.
something that Will and I appreciate the most when it comes to our families. It's just that trust of being able to leave your child with another family, not even just one person, but it's a female and a male. And so a lot of people are hesitant with males being in childcare just because of a lot of what's going on in the world.
Right, the
And it's
stigma
very
and yeah.
understanding, right? But for us, it's easy for us to kind of weed out those people. And
Mm,
because if you're going to be uncomfortable, we don't want you to be uncomfortable, right?
right.
We want you to be open. And if that's something that bothers you, for us in the House of Hicks, we understand that wholeheartedly. And so for our family, I love that the girls love being involved with circle time. They love having their own little segments. Chloe's doing fitness now and those workouts, and Audrey's the weather girl. And then
Oh,
Bailey's personality is just, whenever she's going to do it, she's going to do it. But when she does it, her personality shows, and they love having the baby come in. And so when he gets a little bit older, like you said, you guys will be able to see kind of some of that Montessori style learning with infants, and to be able to have every age group. I
that's
think I was
awesome.
blessed with that, so that I can kind of teach the world what Montessori looks like in infants, in toddlers, in preschool, and even with elementary age kids, and as parents too. Because for me, Montessori just taught me that my parenting style is a learning style, and how
Mm,
I teach and how you teach is going to be different. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure when our kids get to elementary and middle and high school, they'll be on the same levels. They'll be learning the same things. Everything might kind of work backwards sometimes for some kids, but regardless, you're going to get the same answer. And that's something that motivates me to just keep going, because those social skills are going to be there. For people who are worried about homeschooling a little bit because of those social skills, get your kids involved in extracurriculars, take them to soccer, take them to ballet, have play dates, go to the library and meet some other moms so that you guys can create your own kind of neighborhood group, or meet at the library every Sunday group so that your kids can get that interaction without feeling like you're obligated to public schooling.
I got you. And that's great. And I definitely hear your passion. And I think it's very important to have someone like you in a position of teaching, because there's a lot of people that are teaching from home and they're in it for the wrong reasons. Like, I just want to be home and I just want to make money. And it's more like a babysitting job than anything. There's no interaction, there's no learning, there's no education. And so I definitely love the approach that you and your fiance have with the House of Hicks. So guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Miss Alycia. She is the co-founder of the House of Hicks Learning Academy. You can check out her website that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That is houseofhicks.com. Tons of great information there. You'll find information about her curriculum, activities. And speaking of curriculum, without diving too deep, do you have anything in the room you want to show us that you have, any teaching materials you have in your room?
Let's see.
I know it's probably like sporadic. It's like
I can grab something.
Okay.
So for the curriculum, so let me take the pages out because I know the light is going to be on. So this is what I kind of made for like the front of the binders for the kids. They can color it, put their pictures in it or whatever. This is my nephew London's binder. And so with every binder that I have, like I said, they get the weekly curriculum. So my parents who sign up their kids here, they get all of my curriculum for free because that's what I use for their kids every day. Let's see. This is what I was talking about with nomenclature cards. No.
Put your hand behind it. If you put your hand behind it and then.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, just a little bit. You can see just a little bit.
The nomenclature cards, 3-part cards, but let's go to like my calendar. My parents get like a weekly calendar every day. I don't know if you guys can see that.
I can see it. You can see it.
And so, I love doing my little graphics. And this is kind of like a little schedule of what we kind of do throughout the day. And then for the curriculum, they have, we do letters of the week. So everything is kind of based on what the letter is. And so let's see if I can find one of these. Okay. So letter L. And so I have these kind of worksheets, which is really just easy for the kids. That's just something they can color. This is going to be one that they cut out. So they're going to cut out which one starts with letter L. They color it, they cut it out, and that's just letting you know that they're recognizing the letter. They're understanding that letter. And going back to some tracing, learning those sight words right here. Learning to do uppercase first and then going into lowercase. And then so we learned about leaves that week. Learning about the different types of leaves and the different colors and the different shapes and bringing the leaves inside, going outside and doing a leaf hunt. That was for our nature, our science period. For math, we talked about length, okay? So everything kind of just coincides with the letter of the week, letter L. And I can keep going, but you guys go ahead and check out that Etsy site so you can get that curriculum, because I'm trying to tell you it is super cheap for everything that you're going to get. That's 50 pages for $5 for the whole week. And then 20 pages if you're just trying to teach those literacy skills and those sight words. So right now, $5 and $2 for the curriculum. They will go up this coming fall because I will be putting more into it. But I love doing curriculum. I think that's one of my favorite things.
And they're super cute. And you customize them. They're super, super cute.
Girl, yes.
And guys, I will have the links to that Etsy site in the comment section as well. So you'll have her website, you'll have her YouTube, you'll have that Etsy, you'll have everything you need to be a part of the House of Hicks Learning Academy, guys. So we're gonna change gears a little bit. Let's talk about the Queen Moms group. Just briefly.
Yes.
Just briefly, if you were a part of the show earlier, if you tuned in earlier, you'll see that I am rocking my House of Hicks Queen Mom shirt, illustrated by Mr. Hicks himself. She sold these shirts. I think she's still selling these shirts. The shirts are super, super cute. So let's talk about the group and why did you create Queen Moms? Why the name Queen Moms? And why did you feel it was important to start the group?
Yes. So Queen Moms just came out of nowhere. I was, I'm in Charlotte, so it's the Queen City. So I think that's kind of what connected it first. And so I was just like, I'm a queen. Like, it doesn't have to be just Charlotte. It doesn't have to just be one specific place. Because a lot of places or a lot of groups that I was seeing were kind of like just specifically based on the area that they were located in. And I said, well, let me just start like a mom group and see how this goes. I didn't really think it was going to pop like it did. And I am so excited that it did because, I'm in the group every day. We're in there every day. The people are in there every day. So it's constant, communication, conversations going on, talking about everything in motherhood, being vulnerable. A lot of people are open, asking questions, seeking that advice, and just being the foundation of that to connect so many moms together humbles my heart. It humbles my spirit. Like I said, I left my job and I didn't say when, but it was back in January. And so I had a lot of time to think about, what I really wanted to do, what I love doing. I love writing. I love speaking. I love talking. And I think for me, working in childcare kind of shut that down a little bit because I think I had to put up a shield or like this persona so that the parents would like me. And so getting towards the end of working in childcare, I was learning that these parents are going to have to like me regardless. If they don't, they can find another teacher. And that's just how I had to become confident in myself and know that I'm a bomb teacher. Like, I'm a bomb parent. I'm a bomb girlfriend. And in order to be so passionate about yourself and be bomb and everything and understand that bomb doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect in it. It's just that you're going to put your all into it and you're going to make everything explode. You're going to make it shake when you come in the room. And so for me, it was just about, okay, I have to put on this hat. Instead of a hat now, I'm going to put my crown on and I'm going to work it every day. I'm going to put my all into it and do what I need to do for my family. And so it was just, the queen of the castle is the mom. So Queen Moms kind of, everything just kind of just whirlwind and fell into place. And I started pulling from my friends list and like, oh, well, I know she's a mom and I'm close to her and she's a mom and she's a mom. And then it kind of just went to from me bringing my friends on to people actually searching for the group and searching for moms groups and picking mine out from a bundle of them and other friends, like, being able to bring their friends in and then their friends in. And so the shirt was something that I did last year for Mother's Day. And to be honest, it was just something to help, pay the bills at the time because I didn't know that the pandemic was going to hit right after I quit my job. I thought I was going to easily be able to just get back in the field if I wanted to, or, find something else very quick. But then when COVID hit in February, it was like, oh no, I'm not about to put myself in a position to get this, virus on top of not being able to be around my kids. And what if my kids get the virus, being somewhere else? And so that's when I was like, I'm staying home. I'm going to teach, and at first I didn't have as much furniture and as many things as I do now. But for the parents who were there from the beginning, from back last February, who trusted me in the middle of the pandemic, not even in the middle, but the beginning, was something that kind of gave me that confidence to say, oh, yeah, you got this. You can do this. It might take some time, but you're going to get where you need to be. And so over the year we're pretty much over the year, we've grown so much, and not even just financially, because working in a business doesn't mean that you have all this money now,
Right.
because
It
you
goes
still have
back into the business.
girl back all
It
like and
gets
and
recycled.
and the first 6 months is pretty much just going all back into it, so you don't
Right.
really even
Right.
see a profit
Mm,
until maybe about 9 months to a year after, if you're really trying to start from bottom ground, because that's creating your website, getting those materials and those supplies. You might be trying to hire somebody, and for me, I didn't have that, so everything was me doing it, me doing my graphics, me doing posting content and scheduling when I wanted to post, and me doing the videos and me doing the editing, and doing all of that, and Will being involved in that as well. So that just goes back to that family thing, and how it is really, really family oriented. And so that kind of just brought everything full circle to me, just to be able to see us together, working together and loving it and doing it together is what motivates me on a daily basis to keep going, and just know that what I'm doing in my business is helping as well with Queen Moms, because what Queen Moms is to be able to bring those resources to your home, so that you don't have to search for everything. Everything in Queen Moms is very accessible for those who are in it, and promoting other people's businesses, other moms who have businesses. I love seeing it and us connecting together, and having those play dates and those mommy days, and creating those events for us to be able to kind of just get together and still be able to socialize without having to be face to face. And for those of us who are international or not in the same state, to kind of learn from each
mm.
other and keep up to date with certain things that are going on in the world as well.
And again, I'm just going to piggyback off of something that you said earlier. So the group was definitely a safe space during the pandemic. I mean, the group came about right in the middle of it, and so it's during that time when we're not able to interact or do play dates or anything like that. So it was definitely a safe space, and I think that also contributed to the growth of the group because it was something that we needed in that time.
Right.
Especially for me, I was a new mom, so it was like, man, I'm missing out on all these opportunities to meet other moms and to set up play dates and so I was able to feel that pride of being a part of this, you know, I don't want to say the mom group per se, but
Right.
being a part of being motherhood is what I meant to say, being a part of motherhood. Um, and there's also some great things you have coming up, you got planned. So we'll mention that later. But before we end today, we're going to talk about the House of Hicks a little bit more.
Okay.
I have these great, great pictures of all the hands-on things that the kids do. Again, for what Miss Alycia tells us, Montessori is basically hands-on. It's very, very hands-on learning, using the things around you to basically learn life at such an early age. And I think that it's amazing. And guys, if you check out the bottom of the screen, you'll see the houseofhicks.com scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Tons of great information about the curriculums that she offers. There's tons of great activities, worksheets, and you can start your very own binder at home. Purchase all your stuff from Etsy, from House of Hicks, and you can have a little binder at home for your kids, little activities to help them to learn, get them ready for school, get them ready for the real world.
Yes.
And so thank you so much. Thank you so much for the mom group. Thank you so much for this information today. And just thank you so much for your passion and sharing your passion with everyone else. Is there anything else that you want to add today? Any advice for parents on teaching at home?
Oh, yes. So my advice to the parents in teaching at home, it doesn't necessarily have to be Montessori style, but just like I said in the beginning, take every opportunity that you have to learn with your child, because every opportunity is not going to be given. Or every opportunity you're not going to feel 100% wanting to teach your child, because as
Mm,
parents we have to be in tune with ourselves as well to understand that if we don't want to do it, we don't need to do it, as much as we need to tell our children, if you don't want to do it, I don't want to put the pressure on you, because doing anything forcefully is not going to come out 100% correct. And when you take that time and use it and master how to use your own time, which is what I'm working on as well. Everything flows at your own pace. And that's the pace of the child, the pace of the family, the pace of the community. Or if your child is in a child care center or in school, just teaching them how to take what they like and their strengths and build on top of that, using everything that they love into and carrying it into other subjects as well. So everything doesn't just seem so diverse or so strictly subject based. Because you can learn math with language arts, you can learn science with math, you can learn history with math. It's all about finding that core strength that your child loves and sprinkling it all over everything. So just be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself. If you're transitioning into a new kind of environment for your family, and speaking of environment, if you need to, declutter. Your child might be overwhelmed because there's a lot of stuff in the house or a lot of stuff in their room. It's too much for them to kind of just focus on one thing because they have access to a lot. And if you don't have enough, maybe, have a little bit more and rotate those toys. Put certain amount of toys in your living room. Put some toys in your bedroom. Put a little bit of stuff in the kitchen. Kind of just make your house that environment. I know when we have kids, we don't want to give up that space and we don't want to buy certain furniture, but you buy that fancy furniture, your child's going to tear it up and you get mad, right?
Right.
So it's all about just creating that environment, because when you have children, everything literally changes. And I think sometimes as parents, we're still a little selfish with some things that we want to stay the same. But if you just give up that vulnerability to your child to let them teach you, I promise it'll make their learning a lot easier.
I love that. And I want to mention one thing before we end today. I remember we had a conversation before about Montessori learning, and I think it was the best way to describe it ever. It was like, when you take what your child is already interested in and you build off of that, like you mentioned a car. You're like, if your child is playing with a car and it's a yellow car, you say, hey, it's a color, it's yellow, or it has 4 wheels, let's count them, or what sound does it make, or, just different things like that. Like, there's so many things that you can learn from just one object. And so I thought that was amazing. And Alycia, again, thank you so much for enlightening us on Montessori learning. And guys, be sure to share this information if you have little ones. It's great information. Again, on Instagram, the House of Hicks, that is right there. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen is check out thehouseofhicks.com. And again, I'll have those links in the comment section. So thank you so much, Alycia, for joining me today.
And thank you for having me.
No problem. Again, guys, that information is right here on the screen, House of Hicks. Check out the website. You can get all these items. You can shop with Etsy. It has the curriculum, activities. Make sure you get your Queen Mom shirt if you're a mom, because you were queen, adjust your crown. So again, I want to thank Alycia with the House of Hicks for checking in with us on CTV today. And I want to thank you guys too. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check me out on my social media. That's facebook.com, Sierra Artemis TV. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Sierra Artemis. I want to get 1,000. We can get more than 1,000, but guys, help me to spread the word of what we're doing here at CTV. Be sure to share this with your family, friends, cousin, auntie, start a watch party, all of that. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll have our artists up next.
Today's episode is sponsored by Master's Touch Massage Therapy. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Come relax and let us take care of you. Here at Master's Touch Massage Therapy, enjoy a couples massage or customize your experience with one of our packages. Veteran owned and operated, our team at Master's Touch Massage Therapy are skilled professionals that want to help you to look and feel your best. Call or book online. That's 803-708-6671. Or visit our website, masterstouchmassagetherapy.com. Treat yourself. You deserve it.
Open my eyes. another day is starting out. The new life is starting now. No regrets and no more fear. Oh, it's gonna be a good year. I know that everything is gonna go away this year. I can feel it in my bones. It's gonna be